very good evening once again. Na chodharya, na charajharya, na bhratra bhajya na chabhakari. Devye krite vartat eva nityam, vidyadanam sarvadanat pradhanam. What is that which cannot be stolen by thieves, nor taken away by kings, nor shared amongst brothers, nor heavy on the shoulders to carry? If spent well, always keeps growing. The wealth of knowledge is the most superior wealth. Today, we have all gathered here to witness, acknowledge, and celebrate the one individual who made the acquisition and dissemination of knowledge his life's goal. We, each member of the Ramaiah family, and those who have come within the sphere of influence of our beloved chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam, witness, acknowledge, and celebrate his tremendous achievements. Today, Dr. Harshavardhan Rao and I, Dr. Vibha Shetty, request you to be part of the felicitation function in the presence of a host of stars in the form of our chief guests and guests of honor.
Good evening, everyone. At the outset, if I may invoke your cooperation for a second, I request everyone to kindly keep their mobile phones in silent mode. And without further ado, let us begin the proceedings for the day with the Ramaiah anthem. I request everyone to please stand for the anthem.
Thank you. A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey, but a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. The Dean of the Medical College, Dr. Medha Rao, is a prime example of one such strong woman. May I request you, ma'am, to kindly give the welcome address.
To each one of you. We have gathered here to felicitate our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Jairam, for his monumental achievements. Trustees, directors, Vice-Chairman, Sir, Shri Sitaram, Pattabhiram, Sampagi Ramaiah, Shri M.R. Ramaiah, Anandram Sir, Shri Kodendram may not be here, Shri Jankiram, trustees, invitees, Board of Governors, faculty, administrators, well-wishers, members of the family, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to this august audience. I consider and deem it my privilege and honor to extend a very warm welcome to the dignitaries on the dais on behalf of all of you. Dr. M.R. Jairam, Chairman Gokula Education Foundation, Chancellor Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, Dharmadhikari of Shri Yogi Narayan Trust is here with us today. We are here to felicitate his monumental achievement of being conferred on him by University of Illinois, Chicago, the Doctorate of Humane Letters. With admiration, for his leadership attributes which are worth emulating, reverence for his sustained efforts to promote education and healthcare in the service of humanity. As a Dharmadhikari, he has left no stone unturned to deliver and support all the socially relevant activities in Kaivara and villages surrounding Kaivara in the aspect of philanthropy and spirituality. And for all this achievement of our Honorable Chairman, the delight of the evening is in extending a resounding welcome to our beloved Chairman with a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen. Vice-Chairman, Gokula Education Foundation, Shri Sitaram, also a dignitary on the dais, has been a leader with extraordinary support to all the institutions he led, and he led by example, and a popular leader for all the support and enthusiasm for the stakeholders in engineering sciences. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and we are grateful that you have come to grace this event of today's evening. Chief guest of the day, Dr. K. Krishna Swami Kasturirangan, astrophysicist with wide interest in space science applications. He's had over 30 years of tenure in ISRO and 10 years chairing the ISRO Institute, has been the architect of shaping remote sensing satellite project. Currently, Sir is the Chancellor of Central University of Rajasthan. He has he's chairing over 12 chairs of crucial committees in the country and overseas. One of them being the Steering National Committee. He is also the chair of the committee which drafted the National Education Policy recently. He was also nominated member of Rajya Sabha as well. Profusely acknowledged for his achievements with laurels and awards, Sir has started receiving since long for his commendable contribution in the world of astronautics. Bhatnagar Award, he also had Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and also Fellow of the Legion d'Honneur conferred to him by the President of French Republic, France. We are delighted to have you here, sir, and we are grateful to you for being with us to felicitate our beloved chairman. A very warm welcome to sir from all of us. Visvesvaraya Technical University Vice-Chancellor Dr. Karisiddappa is also with us this evening. He has been an educationist and a researcher. He's guided over 40 batches of students and mentored and guided postgraduates over 40. He's a great researcher and has 47 publications to his credit, nationally and internationally. So we are very happy to have you this evening with us. A very warm welcome to you, sir, from all of us. Vice-Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University, Dr. M.K. Ramesh, an exemplary surgeon, a well-accomplished surgeon, Professor of Surgery, Bangalore Medical College, able administrator, and a competent leader of medical education, human and medical education, is also with us today to grace the occasion. We are delighted to extend a warm welcome to you, sir, and thank you for being with us. Dr. Reddy, Professor of Mechanical Engineering, is a familiar figure on the campus for the last few years. He's been guiding us to strategize towards progress of institute in all its aspects. A postdoctoral fellow from Texas University, PhD from University of Alabama. At the core of his career, it seems he had a dense aptitude for research, and he has commendable volumes of research, pioneering very original work which is also featured in the fluid mechanics literature and goes in his name, Reddy's third order plate theory, and I'm confident I pronounced it right. Pardon me if there's a mistake, sir. So we are very happy that you are here with us this evening, and we extend a very warm welcome to you, sir. Srinivasmurthy, our Chief Executive of Gokula Education Foundation, medical, well known for his impeccable integrity, honesty, and straightforwardness in his administration, played a crucial lead during the disastrous pandemic in supporting Team Ramaiah when we were battling the pandemic for the last 2 years. So we are very happy you're with us this evening. Welcome. Ram Prasad sir, who is our Chief Executive GEF Engineering Sciences, knowledgeable and a person with simplicity and humility, steadily moving his institutions towards excellence. So we are very happy to have you this evening. A very warm welcome to you. Dr. K.K. Raina, Vice-Chancellor, Ramaiah University of Advanced Sciences, a very hard-working Vice-Chancellor with also a tinge of sense of humor. So we welcome you for the evening. Thank you for being here with us. Extending the best cooperation all along, being for him all along, supporting him in every venture of his life. It's an emotional, sentimental issue for me at this point of time to extend a very, very warm welcome to the lady behind the successful man, Mrs. Jaikumari Jairam. Wishing the evening a great success, wishing all of you a very good time this evening, thanking all of you for being here with us to felicitate our beloved Chairman, sir. God bless all of you. Thank you.
We are proud to have among us today a literary giant, a linguistic expert, a poignant poet, and self-described eclectic, Dr. Ambika Anand. Dr. Ambika Anand wears many hats with consummate ease and international acclaim. A bilingual writer, poet, journalist, reviewer, and award-winning translator, she has been instrumental in bridging different cultures within and outside India. Her translation of Saint poet Annamacharya Sankirtanas and life story, wonderfully titled Nectar Ocean of Annamacharya, was selected by the Library of University of California, Berkeley, and the Library of Congress, USA. Another significant work that merits mention is a co-translation of the entire Kaivara Amar Narayana Kirtanas by Yogi Narayana in English, titled The Eternal Elixir. I would like to thank Dr. Ambika Anand for gracing this occasion and request her to come onto the stage to present a citation in honor of our chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam.
My respectful greetings to the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, Dr. K. Kasturirangan, Dr. Karisiddappa, Dr. M.K. Ramesh, Dr. J. Reddy, and others. My heartfelt regards to Sri Dr. Jairam sir, and greetings to you all. It is said that there is nothing comparable to God's grace. It is the same with Guru's grace. I very strongly affirm that it is only because of Guru Sri Yogi Narayana Yatindra's grace that I am standing here to offer my felicitations to Dr. M.R. Jairam sir, who is a personification of Guru Bhakti in its most sublime form and benevolence in its purest form. I heartily congratulate Dr. Jairam sir on being conferred with an honorary doctorate by University of Illinois. It is a great honor for all of us, sir, whom you have taken into your fold as the head of this great institution and as the Dharmadhikari of Sri Yogi Narayana Trust. We all cherish this occasion with great joy and pride. I would like to present one small writer which I had submitted to an English daily, which will be published soon. But since it is very apt for this momentous occasion, I'd like to share it with you all. The title is Proactive Socially, Profound Spiritually, a True Karma Yogi. He, clad in a simple white kurta pajama, was walking with a group that followed him in the narrow lanes of a small village. The bhajan being rendered by them reverberated around mellifluously, Rama Rama Mukunda Madhava. My heart got filled with sublime joy and deep respect for him as he moved about in a friendly and inclusive way with the simple folks of the village and partook the food offering in a small shrine there. It is an every weekend ritual for him, though a different village each time. Is it any wonder that he walked days together, leading a large group of devotees to Tirumala as a part of Sahasrabdi birth celebration of Srimad Ramanujacharya? Though a fleet of cars and retinue followed behind, he just kept walking and walking, chanting prayers and singing bhajans with all the other devotees, till he reached the sacred destination of Tirumala. That is the devotion his heart holds for the supreme power called Guru. The very same person, one can find him in his plush office, immaculately dressed in a suit, discussing important administrative issues with senior officials who look at him in awe and admiration, who follow his directions and advice to the T. The radiance of his personality is so very striking. Who is he? He is our Dr. M.R. Jairam, the recipient of many accolades and awards, notable ones being the coveted Sri M. Visvesvaraya Prasasti and Doctor of Humane Letters by University of Illinois very recently. He was conferred with the Honorary Doctorate in recognition of his service towards society in a multifold way. The shower of praises he received there in that august gathering of academia is akin to a shower of praises for his motherland, India. Be it taking very active steps in running a super specialty hospital, be it devoting his weekend time to visiting and staying at Kaiwara, the abode of his Guru, Sri Yogi Narayana, Dr. Jairam sir is at it 100%, diligently, sincerely and consciously. Whoever he goes or whomever he meets, he diffuses his felicity easily. His proactive outlook is benignly influential. His humility is purely natural. His knowledge is eclectic and wide-ranging. Conversations with him are pure master classes. I vouch for it very sincerely and gratefully, as he always is forthcoming and encouraging as he guides me as my mentor and my guru. Thank you, sir. For most of us, time is what we want the most, but use the worst, often squandering it away recklessly. One must learn from Dr. Jairam sir how to fill up each part of the day with abundant duty as a householder, as a father, as a devotee, as the head of a large kingdom like educational institutions and humongous hospital. Dr. Jairam sir proves that every tiny minute has an eternity in it. Every tiny minute has an eternity in it. One does not find time, one must make time. Is a powerful message he conveys with his actions day in, day out. Take time to work, take time to think, take time to serve, take time to worship, take time to live life fully. This is the motto of this great man, Dr. M.R. Jairam, who is Karnataka's son and nation's pride. Who is flying the pennants of glory of our country across the globe. We are very proud of you, sir. Your stature is truly iconic. May our beloved chairman and his wonderful family be more and more blessed. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. I would like to take this opportunity to invite our CEO, Gokula Education Foundation Medical, Shri M.R. Srinivas Murthy, to give the opening remarks and embellish this day with his signature charm and eloquence.
Ellarigu namaskara. Our beloved Chairman, Honorable Dr. M.R. Jairam, Dr. K. Kasturirangan, our guests of honor, Dr. Karisiddappa, Dr. Ramesh, Dr. J. N. Reddy, my colleagues, Mr. Ram Prasad, Dr. Reina, and all the eminent personalities who are sitting here before us, and above all, Srimati Jayakumari Jairam, and all the respected members of the family. It is indeed a great privilege for me to say a few words on this occasion. It was just 24 days ago, in a hall which was as full as this, a great honor was conferred upon our chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam, when the University of Illinois, the system president, which has 6 universities under their group, the president of the group, conferred Doctor of Humane Letters, Honorary Doctorate on Dr. M.R. Jairam. Some of us who were present there had goose pimples because we were filled with so much of pride and joy. And it was a pity that more of the family also could not be there. Only a few of the members of the family could join on that occasion. And the university president and the administration paid glowing tributes to Dr. M.R. Jairam for all the work that not only he and his family have done here in the service of the nation. And the joy and the pride that we experienced there, when I came back and shared with some of my colleagues here, they all said, we must live through that moment once again. And that's how we have this felicitation function organized today so that we could live through those moments once again. Because it is not only Dr. M.R. Jairam who is being honored. Just a few minutes ago, he was addressing the press. Who do you dedicate this honor to? Can you believe it? He said, I dedicate my honor to all the faculty members of these institutions who have worked with us for 60 years and built up the reputation of these institutions. Can there be greater humility in a person than this? Of course, it is his humility which failed to mention that his family deserves half the credit, if one half goes to the faculty members, because I have seen the members of the family standing with him through thick and thin after he has taken over the leadership of this group from late founder Dr. M.S. Ramaiah. They have supported him throughout in helping these institutions achieve the greatness that they have achieved today. That is how, when we decided to have this gathering today, so that all the well-wishers of these institutions, all the friends of Dr. M.R. Jairam, members of the family, all could live through those moments of great joy, which we saw in Chicago. Once again, we decided who should be the right person to come and address the gathering and give significance to the moments. We couldn't think of anybody better than Dr. Krishnaswamy Kasturirangan. Sir, thank you very much for coming here. I had the privilege of working with Dr. Kasturirangan some 30 years ago. When he was director of ISRO Satellite Center, I had the privilege of being with him as the controller of ISRO Satellite Center. And I have not come across a more brilliant person who could be more simple than Dr. K. Kasturirangan. And when I made this request that he should come and be with us on this occasion, he so very happily and so readily agreed. And we are going to share our joy with all of you in the presence of a great personality like Dr. K. Kasturirangan. Now, Dr. Ambika has already spoken about the personality of Dr. M.R. Jairam. It may not be appropriate for me to go on repeating any of those things. All of you have known Dr. M.R. Jairam probably much longer than I have known him. So it is inappropriate for me even to go on talking about what are his achievements. All that I can say is what has been my experience here as the essence of the philosophy that drives these institutions to great achievements. When I joined this group, I was very, very hesitant as to whether I would fit into this atmosphere. I said, I have always worked in public organizations, and this is a private setup. Dr. M.R. Sitaram, who was present when I first had the meeting with the trust, he said, don't think you are joining a private organization. We don't function like a private organization. We are a public body. We function in public interest. Thank you very much, sir, for those words that you spoke to me on the first day I came here. That gave me the courage and confidence to continue to do my work as I was doing earlier. This has been the policy of this group, headed by Dr. M.R. Jairam. Giving back to society is his motto. This institution is not run for profits, for expansion of business. It is for giving back to society. And that has been repeatedly drilled into all our discussions by Dr. M.R. Jairam. He has never asked me what profits have you made. He has only been asking, what facilities have you created in the hospital? How many more departments are we opening in the university? What kind of professors we are bringing from where? What advice can we get from eminent people in Bangalore city or outside? This has been the motto. This has been the manner in which these institutions have been guided by him. And that is why some of us could feel very comfortable working in this institution. That is why my colleagues in the institution can work with joy and pride, because they are not working for profit, but they are working for a public cause, for the good of the society, under the guidance of a very dedicated leader like Dr. M.R. Jairam. One other point I would like to mention here. There are many private institutions, some of them support one group or the other. I have never got even a hint of a suggestion as to whether this Ramaiah group should give preference to this community or that community, this region or that region, this language or that language. Thank you very much, sir. This is something which is becoming rare even in public organizations. I'm happy to say now I'm a retired officer, I can say so. In private institutions, to simply recognize merit, efficiency, and contribution of a person, and allow people to work fearlessly to achieve excellence, that's a rare quality. And that policy adopted by Dr. M.R. Jairam and supported by all the brothers and all the members of the family is a great gift to society. Not many institutions could claim this kind of a policy being adopted. And finally, one other quality of Dr. M.R. Jairam I would like to mention is, for all the dharmadhikari and peaceful, saintly personality that he is very restless for achieving improvement in the university. He says, what can we do next? What can we do next? Which university shall we go to? Where shall we bring experts from? Shall we go to University of Illinois, Chicago, or Urbana-Champaign, Texas A&M, or whatever other university? Some of our people go to Kent University, some of our people go somewhere else. We are all the time looking for people to come here, help our people improve the quality of education. Now, this restlessness of his sometimes drives us to do things. We spent barely 2 weeks in the United States of America now. And all the time, we were either in the University of Illinois talking to people about what do we do next, or another famous business school in Boston, Babson's. We were spending a lot of time having a series of meetings, right from the president to the dean of that college, day after day, as to how we can bring excellence in management education to Bangalore and to India. So these are the three things that I have considered as the essential core of the policy that drives these institutions, which is thanks to Dr. M.R. Jairam's way of handling these institutions. As I said, I do not wish to talk about the personality per se. I am only talking about the policy that's being followed, the gift the society is receiving from this group of institutions, thanks to just one leader, and supported by the family. always, when somebody sets the right example, many people are inspired to follow. As Bhagavad Gita says, Yadyadacharati Shreshtaha Tattadeva Itaro Janaha Sayat Pramanam Kurute Lokas Tadanovartate. Whatever a leader does, others try to follow. Whatever standards he or she sets, others try to conform to. Sir, we are greatly inspired and benefited by the policies that you have been following. And it is indeed fortunate, the society is fortunate that we have a group with this kind of leadership for the benefit of society. May you, sir, for many, many years, give us this kind of guidance. May your family for many, many years support you in this way for the good of the society, for the happiness of all. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those lovely words. Some of the best ideas and concepts of our time have been conveyed through the medium of films. Today, we have the extraordinary achievements of our chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam sir, captured on film. May we have the same, please.
Foundation has yet another feather in his cap. This year, Dr. Jairam is the only person to be conferred with an honorary doctorate of humane letters by the University of Illinois, Chicago, for providing affordable higher education and health care. He is the third Indian to receive this honor. Dr. Jairam is the chairman of the Ramaiah group of institutions. The MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology, Ramaiah Law College, Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, besides the Medical College and Hospital and the Ramaiah Memorial Hospital, have earned global recognition.
Dr. Madhukari Ramaiah Jairam is the chairman of the Gokula Education Foundation. Good afternoon, and welcome, all of you, to this wonderful occasion. I'm Dr. Raymond Curry, Professor of Medicine and Medical Education, and it is my great privilege to serve the college as Senior Associate Dean for Educational Affairs, and to be the Grand Marshal for this, the 140th commencement ceremony of the University of Illinois College of Medicine. Please escort to the platform the officers of the university and our other distinguished guests. Our distinguished honorary degree recipient, Madhukari Ramaiah Jairam, President Colleen, Vice-Chancellor Barish, please come forward to present the honorary degree to Dr. Madhukari Ramaiah Jairam. Dr. Madhukari Ramaiah Jairam is the chairman of the Gokula Education Foundation, a not-for-profit organization based in Bengaluru, India, dedicated to providing affordable higher education and healthcare. The Gokula Education Foundation has established 2 medical schools, 2 hospitals with over 1,500 beds, the Ramaiah Institute of Technology and Ramaiah University of Applied Health Sciences. The latter includes colleges of dentistry, pharmacy, law, social sciences, art and design, management, hospitality, mathematical and physical sciences, and a number of centers, including Ramaiah International Center for Public Health Innovation. When he was the youngest member of the Karnataka State Legislative Assembly, Dr. Jayaram fought to enrich the lives of people he represented, empowering those who were socially and economically disadvantaged. One other hallmark of Dr. Jayaram's leadership is his unwavering support for women's causes. More than 50% of leadership positions at the Ramaiah institutions are held by women. His concern and compassion towards his fellow citizens are exemplified by his leadership in response to outbreaks of infectious diseases, including chikungunya, dengue, and most recently COVID-19. In each instance, he provided needed care regardless of ability to pay, and through his signature program, the Ramaiah Hospital Beyond Cure, he has extended his reach to various communities by facilitating regular health screening and providing free primary care. To date, Ramaiah alumni hold leadership positions in universities and industries throughout the world, including the immediate past dean of Rush Medical College here in Chicago. Dr. Jayaram has also dedicated his life to many environmental causes ranging from hospital waste management to reforestation. Ramaiah Hospital not only has a WHO-designated hospital waste management program, but also provides training to other hospitals throughout India. Dr. Jayaram is a native of Bengaluru, where he's lived with his wife, children, and grandchildren. Following his formal education, he began to assume ever-increasing responsibilities of leading the Gokula Education Foundation under the tutelage of his father, M.S. Ramaiah, the founder. And after his father's demise in 1997, Dr. Jayaram assumed the chairmanship of the foundation and has worked tirelessly to make it an organization of international repute. Now, in appreciation of your contributions to society and upon the recommendations of the Senate of the University of Illinois at Chicago, I'm honored to present you to the President of the University, who will award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
Upon this recommendation, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, I hereby confer upon you, Dr. Jayaram, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, in token whereof we invest you with this hood and present you with this diploma.
Dr. Jairam has untiringly worked to keep the Ramaiah flag flying high. He has played a vital role in honing the education policy of the country. In his journey, Dr. Jairam, who believes in the philosophy of giving back, is an ardent devotee of Kaivala Tataya, and his faith has led him to help thousands of needy people. His calm, pleasant but firm demeanor has helped him realize his dreams, but like he always says, he has miles to go and horizons to conquer.
Thank you so much. It was Anton Chekhov who said, "A tree is known by its fruit, a man by his deeds." A man I've always looked up to as the epitome of wisdom and stands as a shining example of the realist who adjusts the sails to the wind rather than complaining about it or waiting for change is our chairman. May I request our chief guest, Dr. K. Kasturirangan sir, to kindly felicitate our chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam. Heartfelt thanks to The world accommodates you for fitting in, but rewards you for standing out. We have a star amongst us today in our chief guest, Dr. K. Kasturirangan. Much has been said about him by Dr. Medha ma'am. May I request you, sir, to please address the gathering.
esteemed Dr. Auditorium Chairman, Gokula Education Foundation, members of Dr. Jairam's illustrious family, guests of honor, Dr. Karisiddappa, Vice-Chancellor, Visvesvaraya Technical University, Dr. M.K. Ramesh, Vice-Chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Dr. J.N. Reddy, Professor, Hon'ble Foundation Chair Professor, Texas A&M University, my long-term and valued colleague, Mr. Srinivasa Murthy, Mr. Ram Prasad, Professor Raina, faculty and staff of MS Ramaiah Group of Institutions, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply privileged to be invited to this memorable occasion to facilitate respected Dr. M.R. Jairam on his being conferred Honorary Doctorate by the University of Illinois, Chicago recently. This is certainly a unique and special event where one of the premier schools of higher education in the United States of America has come forward to recognize one of the most accomplished Indians by conferring on Dr. Jairam this prestigious honorary doctorate. In this process, you have once more established your credentials as a visionary, front-ranking educationist, an institution builder, a philanthropist, and a champion of several social causes. Ramaiah Group of Institutions was founded by the redoubtable late Dr. M.S. Ramaiah, a pioneer far ahead of his times. Today, this vision of the pioneer is being carried forward by his equally illustrious son, Dr. M.R. Jairam, to all sections of the society, with several initiatives in the areas of healthcare and education, which emphasize on service, encompassing equality, innovation, and research. Dr. Jairam has spearheaded the consolidation of the various institutions into a single unified entity, the Ramaiah Group. In the context of the award of this degree, a note prepared for the occasion unambiguously highlights his unique character, and I quote, Dr. Jairam is an inspiration and a role model for unconditional philanthropy who works tirelessly to promote education and society's well-being. His role in establishing an inclusive education model and healthcare system reminds us of the true and lasting power of selfless action and simple gestures. These 4 words describe his amazing journey and life's work, which has inspired so many others to quote. In the context of education, I recall with great feelings the 5th convocation address that I delivered last year at the Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, and I vividly recall many observations I made about the nature of education being imparted by this university, thanks to the vision and guidance of Dr. Jairam. First, I should say that this is an institution which has multiple disciplines under one roof, the presence of engineering and medical education included. Reason for it, of course, is the liberal arts education that you have created in this university. A truly visionary step, I may say. This is because these are the essential elements of the education system that we want to bring to our country in the context of the 21st century demands on skills and many other relevant endeavors. One can clearly see the potential of the holisticity, multidisciplinarity, and flexibility that has to be built into higher education system, for which you have already laid the foundation at this place. I am not saying this simply because as a statement. We have recommended in the National Education Policy the creation of 3 types of higher education institutions in this country. The one, what you may call the research university, where there will be teaching, but they are the highest standards what you can expect, something like the Ivy League universities in US. Then you have the teaching research university, and then degree-giving autonomous colleges. What you have tried to do is to create a system which will really propel it into a research university within the next few years, and I wish you the very best in this visionary step. I was happy to note that the university has already decided to adopt the NEP 2020 and to start carrying out an undergraduate educational program consistent with the liberal education concept enunciated in the policy. I may mention here that undergraduate liberal education is a major departure from the present higher education system leading to undergraduate degrees, where you work on silos, whether it is physics, chemistry, economics, social sciences, and so on. The liberal education really brings together through a synergetic process an integration of these subjects to create something which is holistic, providing a knowledge spectrum across the various domains, and thereby create a total personality. That is the kind of a need that you need to have in the 21st century in terms of not only the job market, but also with respect to many other demands of a societal nature. In this process, of course, you have to have the best of the infrastructure for carrying out education and research. I found during the time when I tried to get familiar with this institution, the type of facilities that you have created, the infrastructure that has been built over the years, and the type of education you are imparting in the various disciplines and teams. It all points to one thing. Excellence is the key word in trying to drive this educational program. Highly qualified faculty is one very clear-cut index of this effort. You have a tremendous enthusiasm among the faculty members. They enjoy working in this institution. They give their best, and the students reap the benefit, and they move to higher education and higher levels of profession through the type of training that you impart in this institution. So that is the essence of what I would like to say. The most important point I noted was the personal interest that Dr. Jairam has taken in this institution. His own address during the convocation was revealing quite a lot about his own thinking, his own ideas, and his own ambitions and aspirations to drive these institutions under him to the highest level. And he also recognized in the process the existence of several leading institutions in Bengaluru in and around, and the role of these institutions to work in synergy with the Ramaiah institution for a futuristic educational cluster which could be of a world class. Several other qualities of Dr. Jairam makes him an amazing personality. I'd like to mention a few of this. This is, of course, my friend. I had a chat with Dr. Chetan, and he's a youngster, very enthusiastic youngster, and he's working closely with Dr. Jairam. And so I want to go a little more deeper into the kind of spiritual and other kinds of journeys that Dr. Jairam is undertakes in life, and this is what I could gather from the conversation I had with Dr. Chetan. Dr. Jairam is the Dharmadhikari of the Sri Yogi Narayana Mutt in Kaivara, Chikkaballapur district, Karnataka. He has visited more than 400 villages to propagate spiritual values, inclusiveness, and societal harmony. He reaches out to the masses through Padayatras, which commence at Kaivara village, passing through many villages, attracting many followers. These Padayatras are accompanied by pravachanas and sankirtanas in local languages, extending the spirit of Dasa tradition. In particular, Ramanuja Padayatra from Kaivara to Tirupati is joined by thousands of followers. Dr. Jairam has undertaken the thousands of followers. He has also undertaken the renovation and restoration of many temples in the region. Dr. Jairam displays compassion towards protecting the local ecology by promoting afforestation and organic farming. In the last few years, Dr. Jairam has initiated a series of programs like the Kalpavriksha Yojana, a tree for life, community-based engagement towards plantation in the region, wherein millions of saplings are distributed among the community. We are all proud as Indians to know that the great center of erudition and scholarship in the United States of America chose you for recognition, duly taking cognizance of your several laudable qualities that makes you a total and fine human being. I cannot exemplify this message better than the famous words from Subhashitam, and I quote, Udayedi Sabida Rakta Raktastastamane Tata Sambattauja Vibattauja Mahadam Egarubata. The sun, when it is rising, it appears reddish. When setting, it is reddish. Great men look alike in times of happiness and distress. That's the pure personality of Dr. Jairam. I once more, on behalf of all of you and on my personal behalf, congratulate Dr. Jairam on this singular honor bestowed on him and wish him many, many years of health, happiness, and prosperity. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you for that beautiful tribute, sir. We are privileged to have with us today Dr. Karisiddappa, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belagavi. Dr. Karisiddappa is an academician par excellence, a stalwart in the field of engineering, and an accomplished administrator. I would like to request Dr. Karisiddappa to kindly address this gathering today.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. The Honorable Chairman of Ramaiah Group of Institutions, Chancellor of Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, Dr. M.R. Jairamji, renowned scientist, former chairman of ISRO, and the architect of National Education Policy 2020, Honorable Professor Dr. K. Kasturirangan ji, Professor M.K. Ramesh, Honorable Vice-Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Professor J.N. Reddy ji, the Professor of Mechanical Engineering from University of Texas A&M, the other dignitaries on the dais, Sri M.R. Srinivas Murthy ji, Sri B.S. Ram Prasad ji, other dignitaries of the dais, Hon'ble Chairman of AICTE, Professor Rajan, Professor Joshi, the Honorable Executive Director of Karnataka State Higher Education Council, Karnataka, other invited dignitaries, family members of Honorable Sri M.R. Jairam ji, and other Ram brothers of this great group of education institutions, the principals of various colleges of local education society, the faculty members, invitees, ladies and gentlemen, press and media. I consider myself fortunate to be part of this event. When Professor Naidu called me, it was a very surprise moment for me, and lucky that I have a group of stalwarts from literature to science and technology present here to facilitate Sri Dr. M.R. Jairam ji. You will understand the quality of a person when you are in great difficulty or in distress, or when you are in need of a small help. We have seen how much the nation has suffered over last 2 years, 2 to 2.5 years, due to the pandemic. As Vice-Chancellor of Visvesvaraya Technological University, which is one of the largest universities in South India, in Southeast Asia, I have closely watched the positions of people in nearly 217 affiliated colleges, along with sister institutions from medical education or general education or pharmacy, etc., etc. I would say, without any hesitation, Ramaiah group of institutions, headed by Dr. M.R. Jairam and his brothers, were first to initiate a very extended arm in terms of giving service benefits, salary benefits, health benefits, and extended health service through their hospital to all the faculty members and students. It was a great gesture. We always talk about the compassionate people, the people with character, the people who are very courageous to implement policies, take bold steps to grow forward, etc., etc. The compassion, the simplicity, the bold steps are taken by Dr. M.R. Jairam when people lead it. Swami Vivekananda says, he says many things. At the end, he says, God gave me nothing I asked for. He gave me everything I needed. I think it suits closely to M.R. Jairam that nobody asked him to give anything, but he knew what is required during the difficult times to the students, our employees, our colleagues, our family members, our friends, etc., etc. That's how we need to identify the people who serve the society, who serve the nation, who served the best cause of educating all of us. I think in that respect, we need to appreciate and congratulate the University of Illinois, Chicago, for identifying such a great personality for the award of Doctor of Honorary Causa, Doctorate degree. On behalf of University, Visvesvaraya Technological University, on my personal behalf, and all the esteemed dignitaries present here, I congratulate you, sir, for the achievements. Sir, if I repeat Professor K. Kasturiranganji's word, I think it is a beginning to you to have an university with the kind of vision Professor Kasturiranganji has given through National Education Policy, to have a research universities, and that too through Ramaiah family in the state of Karnataka. We hope and expect you to continue to serve the society with same kind of spirit and compassion to help the needy people and educate the people of this country. Why only this country? I think across the globe, the graduates of postgraduates and graduates of Ramaiah are all across the globe. Friends, I would recall the declarative sentence of my university. ಘೋಷಣಾ ವಾಕ್ಯ, ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಘೋಷಣಾ ವಾಕ್ಯ, ಮೊದಲು ಮಾನವನಾಗು. ಸಿದ್ದಯ್ಯ ಪುರಾಣಿಕರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥದ್ದು ಮೊದಲು ಮಾನವನಾಗು. I think, sir, it is aptly attributed to you. We are fortunate to have Ramaiah Institute of Technology as an affiliated college, an autonomous college under our umbrella, with really, making the statement, Madalu Manavanaku. With these few words, once again, I congratulate the Honorable Dr. M.R. Jairam for achieving this excellent work. And I pray God to give him strength, courage, some more energy. He is always smiling. We always get energy from him. He must gain some more energy. ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಆಯುರಾರೋಗ್ಯ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಭಗವಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೂ 100 ಕಾಲ ಸುಖವಾಗಿ ಬದುಕಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಭಗವಂತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ದಯಪಾಲಿಸಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you so much, sir. We are very happy to have with us Dr. M.K. Ramesh, the Vice-Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. Dr. M.K. Ramesh is a skilled surgeon, patient teacher, and a legend in the field of medical education. I would like to request Dr. M.K. Ramesh to say a few words to this gathering today.
Ellargu namaskara. Respected Dr. K. Kasturirangan, the presiding officer of this function, and also the former ISRO chief. And today's focus of function, Shri M.R. Jairam, and Karisiddappa, Vice-Chancellor VTU, J.N. Reddy, Professor Wodan at Foundation, Texas University, Shri M.R. Srinivasanmurthy, CEO of this university, Shri Ram Prasad. And I recognize the presence of the family members of M.R. Jairam, Shri Swamiji, and I recognize my other friends, other distinguished guests assembled here, and the faculty and staff of M.S. Ramaiah University. At the outset, let me congratulate M.R. Jairam on being conferred the Honorary Doctorate from Illinois University. It's not the first award to him, and also it's not going to be the last. I know it's a recognition of his service today, education in particular, and to the society in general. The importance is a foreign-based university has recognized his service to the education. See, in this regard, actually, I endorse what M.R. Jairam was telling, the working culture in this university. I got a lot of friends working in this university, my classmates, my colleagues. One thing he mentioned, nobody is discriminated here. I can vouch for that. It's the one institution where everybody is treated equal. No matter which caste, which community, which category, never been considered. It's a very, 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 what do you call it, unlike of any other institution in the present generation. So for that, I must give credit to Mr. Ramaiah. See, there are many private institutions. In fact, MS Ramaiah is founded 30 years back, I think, 35 years back. Many institutions came along with it. But none can match the level Ramaiah institutions have reached. For example, if anybody asks me, anybody for that matter, they want to put their children into a medical college, apart from government medical colleges, the first few names, one of the first few names which come to the mind is Ramaiah. Throughout the country, not only in Kerala. The same is true regarding dental college, Ramaiah Engineering College, and other institutions. Now, Ramaiah is a brand. The brand is very important, and the man who created this brand is Mr. Ramaiah. And as I told you earlier, many of my friends work here, and he's been so instrumental in developing this institution. And his purse is always open, whether to buy Da Vinci robo machine or to invest on the Memorial Hospital or to buy the new equipment. Everything, his purse is always open. And more than that, he gives a lot of importance to quality. I can say that I work in the NMC. The institutions, the societies which have the 50% of the facilities or 50% staff strength have gone for 50 seats. But MS Ramaiah Medical College has stayed at 150. That shows his vision and commitment to the quality of the institution. This is one aspect. This is an aspect regarding his contribution to the education. But what appeals to me is his other aspect. I can say the human aspect. See, I met him a couple of years back, a few years back. I had a different image of him when I met him. See, having come from a different background, for example, in my life, I have never studied in a private institution. Starting from primary to the medical college, I have studied in only government institutions. And I have come from a private school where I studied in a government school and a Kannada medium. For us, the people who study in Ramaiah College are like people from different planets. So when I met him, and with the head of that institution, I had a different image of him. But actually, I was totally impressed by his demeanor and the simplicity and the ease with which he could converse with everybody. He's a great conversationist. I tell you, he's a great conversationist. He should listen to the anecdotes he tells about the encounter with different people. In his view, in his long career, he has come across many chief ministers and many political leaders, other high functionaries, and he quotes the anecdotes. And when you listen to the anecdotes, he narrates them very, very, very well actually. It gives an insight into his nature, like his views about prohibition. I think he will remember actually his views about his prohibition and his views on the many issues with afflict of our society. And then you realize the human nature of M.R. Chairman. That's again, it is entirely a different aspect of personality we see than what we see when it comes to a medical institution or a Ramaiah Medical College or Ramaiah University. That aspect actually we should recognize. In fact, Mr. Jairam is what he is today because of the human nature which is inherent to his personality. And many of us who know actually, everybody was mentioning that his devotion to the Kaivar Kataya. Actually, in fact, I'm told, I know, every weekend, in fact, most of the weekends he spends in Kaiwara. It requires a dedication and a passion and commitment to the society. He spends his time catering to the health needs of the people there and also to the other needs of the society, to spend every weekend, having achieved in every life, having all the luxuries, but to spend every weekend in a remote place, catering to the needs of the society, tells a lot about a person. I think that's the greatest aspect of your personality. In fact, I pray God that God Almighty bestow upon the best of health and a long life to serve the society and to start many more institutions. And in fact, not the institutions, best institutions. In fact, I request him to concentrate more on now primary education, middle education, because our country needs more very good primary and middle-level institutions actually. And I request Mr. M.R. Jairam to concentrate in that respect. And also, as I told you, actually, he writes good, he quotes many anecdotes. I should request him to write a memoir actually. In fact, it will be a good treasure of events to the next generation. So I once again congratulate him on behalf of my university and on behalf of everybody else. And I thank the organizers for having given me an opportunity to stage with him and also to be amongst you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramesh, for those interesting perspectives. We have a luminary today as our guest of honor in Dr. J. N. Reddy. Having spent a busy day at the International Symposium for Additive Manufacturing of Metals at Ramaiah University, he is kind enough to grace this occasion. May I request you, sir, to please address the gathering.
Okay, good afternoon. So first, Dr. Jairam and Mrs. J. Kumari Jairam, and it's real pleasure to be with you, dignitaries on the dais, in celebrating this occasion. I have been traveling for a long time in my life professionally, and I met many people along the way. And I always felt fortunate to meet certain individuals in my life. And Dr. Jairam is one of them, and I would put him at the top of the list. But he's a human and very low-key, unassuming, courteous, and I don't know what else, but I know he's an educationist, philanthropist, and with a great deal of vision. So as I was saying this morning, in celebrating the 100th birth anniversary of late Sri M.S. Ramaiah, if he were living today, he would have felt very proud of his son, because what he seeded some, 60 or 80 years ago, and those seeds now, under the leadership of Dr. Jairam, has become a Mahavruksha. Okay. So this is really a tribute and a legacy of Dr. Jairam. And many people may not realize, and many in the audience here, he has created opportunities for you to be here. And most important thing that I always cherish and also say, teaching is a very noble profession, because it has the ability to mold young people for the rest of their life, at least professionally, if not also character building. And this is where anybody who establishes educational institutions of any level, primary, secondary, high school, all the way to college, that is where the human beings are really developed and develop their character, find their soulmates, but most importantly, they become good citizens of the society, contributing in various ways and creating products, creating knowledge, becoming leaders. All of these are possible through education. And in fact, one person coming from underrepresented minorities can lift entire family with her or him. This is the, I think, most important element of education. And that is where Dr. Jairam stands out as one of the most, cherished and valued, respected people in my life. So I don't want to say too many things because Dr. Kasturirangan has said enough. And I only have been associated with this institution and Dr. Jairam for a very short time. But during these few years, I found him to be a really very, very caring person, affectionate, and he always talks about how to take the institution to higher levels. Quality, excellence, both in teaching and research. And this is the really a character and also the personality of a great visionary. And I want to congratulate him wholeheartedly and wish him many, many years of healthy and productive life. And when two Jayas, Jayakumari and Jairam, that is a Jaya squared, right? So there has to be Jaya, success, right? So I want this to continue for many years to come. With sincere pranams, namaskar, I take leave from you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those enlightening words. And now we come to the moment we've been waiting for. An embodiment of compassion and empathy, a shining example of courage under fire, and a visionary of our times. We are grateful to the innumerable contributions our chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam, has made to our lives and society at large. It is my supreme honor and privilege to invite our chairman, Dr. M.R. Jairam, to address this august audience with his infinite knowledge and wisdom.
Myself to the divine Sadguru Yogi Narayana Tindru, remembering my beloved father, Sri Ms. Ramaiah, my mother, Srimati Venkatama and Srimati Gauramma, all my brothers who have been together in achieving great heights that you have acknowledged. Doctor, my respected Dr. Kasturirangan ji, Dr. Karisiddappa ji, Dr. Ramesh, Dr. Reddy ji, Mr. Srinivas Murthy, Mr. Ram Prasad, Dr. Raina, the members of the Governing Council who have guided me all this past administrators who have helped me in what we are today. I salute all of you. This great recognition is all because of the sacrifices done by the teachers last 60 years. I salute you, and this is given back to you, and this is your recognition. I'm just the face, but you are the real people who have made what Ramaiah is. In these great times, it's a great occasion and a great coincidence. This year, 2022, we are celebrating the 100th year of our founder, Sri M.S. Ramaiah ji. This year, 2022, we are also celebrating the first college to be established by the Gokhale Education Foundation, that is the Ramaiah Institute of Technology, which is celebrating the Diamond Jubilee this year. 2022, we are meeting for making or celebrating a great institution outside this country, an institution which has lived for 140 years. Make this institution for knowledge. It may be engineering, it may be science, it may be medicine, it may be social sciences. They have lived in giving knowledge to the world, and such an institution giving recognition to us that this institution which has stood for quality, this institution which is giving back to the society the knowledge, this institution which takes care of the humanity, taking care of the health. All these factors coming into force, they have recognized us, and this is the year of 2022. All these great events have taken place. Now is the time when I look back, 60 years back. Let me tell you one incident. I think many may not know. I was a boy of 16 years. And my father, one day, the Chief Minister, then Mr. Nidlingappa called him and asked him one question. You have made so much money, what are you doing with that money? He did not know how to reply it, but he said, I have purchased some lands, built some buildings. I said, that's all right. But what have you done for the society? Now I am telling you, just listen to me. You started an engineering college. My father was baffled by it. Engineering college to be started by me? Yes, you start the engineering college. came back, he was pondering over because he had a lot of respect for the man. He was a very godly man, humanly man with a lot of devotion to this nation. And I was just thinking how to proceed with this. Few days later, another incident took place. There was a finance minister at that time who said, Mr. Ramaiah, I want you to come. I have invited 2 of my best friends who have helped me during these times. Please come and be associated with my ceremony at home at Shubhaga. So 2 of the friends, one of them was my father. When he went there, after the ceremony was over, they came out and sat in the lawn, and he said, look here, you have done so much to me, you have been my best friend, you have helped my party, you have helped my leader, we respect you. Now we have taken a decision. We are going to remove the prohibition, and I'm giving you this offer. First offer will be to you and nobody else, because you are my great friend. License to manufacture liquor will be given to you. Please take it. And my father said, I don't think I'm for it. I've never taken liquor in my life. I've seen my father taking it and being destroyed. Now I would not like to touch it. Nor I would like to accept your offer. Please, excuse me. The minister said, look here, the money is there for the future. In no other business you can have money. Please, as a friend I'm asking you, please accept it. But he said, no, please excuse me. And he said, can I tell my other friend? He said, please do it. I'll be too happy. Now the question was, when he came back, he had 2 offers. Whether to start an engineering college or whether to start a liquor company. He has said no, said let me go with the engineering college. That's how this institution came to be. And I feel the son, I think this is a seed, good seed that he has sown. If it is not a good seed, I don't think this institution could have survived so long. Another incident I would like to tell you. I was about 23 years. I just come out of the college. One day he asked me to come to the college, 1970. He said, I'm making you the chairman of the governing body of the engineering college. I was just a boy at that time. And I accepted it. Then he gave me a warning. He said, look here, I want you to be with only the faculty members. The power of the governing council is to appoint all the teaching faculty. Therefore, I want you to be with them. If in any time you appoint a class 4 or any other person that day I'm going to dismiss you. That is a warning given. His intention was that I should move with only people with knowledge. He never allowed me to distract myself, but to be in their company. Mr. Prahlad Rao, who is just 92 years, this morning, he telephoned to me and blessed me. I wanted him to come because I wanted to take his blessings. He was like a father to me. And all the time I was sitting with him, talking to him, and the faculty, Mr. Dr. Krishnappa is here, who became the next principal. Mr. Prahlad Rao was the principal for 20 long years. Then Mr. Krishnappa came. All these faculty members, we were there together. I could feel the feelings of the people of knowledge. What is that they wanted to give? What is that motto? What is being a good teacher is all about? One day I approached this idea. I told Mr. Prahlad Rao and also Krishnappa, sir, look here, I know all of you have served us very well. You just remember, they were just taking 250 rupees salary in 1962. That too in 2 installments. Most difficult times that we had. One day I told him, sir, we are building an institution. You have taken a decision in the governing council that all promotion should be on the people who have on seniority. It cannot be on merit. Is it right? It's a question just I asked him. He said, look here, Jairam, people have sacrificed. I do know your concern. I also appreciate. But you must understand that there are few of them who have struggled to make this institution. Let us see that they are happy. After that, I agree that let us pass a resolution that there should be a direct recruitment from the readers level. After a few years, he came back and said, let us pass a resolution. Let us take people. I do concern. I have spoken to all the members. They all feel that for the betterment of institution, we must take direct recruitments. Then we started this. Why I said this was, just remember that this institution has remained the great institution. It's not just a college. We were never talking of a college. We were talking of an institution. When my father left us in 1997, I had no doubts in my mind. When all my brothers sat together, they said, you become the chairman, you please lead us. I had no hesitation because I knew very well that we had the best of faculty. When we started the medical college, we had the governing council members who had taken all people who had taken on merit, and Mera Rao is a witness to it, and she was selected on merit as a lecturer, and she is now a principal. She has remained with us for 35 years. There was no caste, no creed. Nobody asked, where are you coming from? We just said, we want the merit. And that's how all these people who have come here have served this institution. Now tell me, my young, now all of you, institution, definition of an institution, it has no time limit. It has to live times immemorial. Why I have given this importance to University of Illinois was, it has stood for 140 years. That is an institution. That recognition is what I value the most in my life. Let me tell you the third incident. The same university, Mr. Prabhakar, B.R. Prabhakar is here with me. I asked him, please come, because he has not come out of his house for the last 2 years. But I telephoned to him and pleaded with him that both of them should come here and be present. We wanted to create one university. But how to create a university? We have to create a university with people. And how do you create that people? Get the best of people, get the best of knowledge, and get the best of institution to help you to create. So we went to US, we went to UK, we went to US. Fortunately, one incident happened. The Deputy Dean of University of Champaign of UIC was here in Bangalore, and he met me casually, and I told him that we would like to, your institution, one of the best in the world. At that time it was somewhere 40 or so, the ranking in the world ranking. I said, why don't you, can you help us? He said, please come, we'll try to help you. Let me see what we could do. So with the delegation, Mr. B.R. Prabhakar, myself, we all went to University of Champaign. 14 head of departments were there. We, four or five of us went there and sat down, and we pleaded with them. Say, look here, sir, we are starting a university. We have been having a college. We gave all our background. We said we would like to seek help from you. One of the professors, Mr. Ramaiah, said, look here, this is one of the best institutions in the world. You are not ready for it. Please go home, get yourself prepared, and come back. That ended the meeting. Mr. Prabhakar said, Mr. Jairam, because he didn't want to tell them what was our reaction. I said, okay, fine. We bowed our head to them and we came back. The same university, after 15 years, they welcomed us. The trust, the chairman of the trust came here, was a guest of honor in this institution. The chancellor of the university came here, was a guest of honor of this university. The vice-chancellor was here, was a guest of honor in this university. The vice-chancellor of the health sciences came here, was a guest of honor of this university. The dean of faculty of medicine was here, was a guest of honor of this university. All these people came, saw to themselves, saw the growth of this institution. Then one day, they gave me a ring and said, are you prepared to accept if we recognize you and give you the honor of a doctorate? That day, my mind went back and I recollected the whole picture. I said to myself, This is a divine intervention. This is the acceptance of you that has made them to change their views and collaborate with us. Give us that recognition. This recognition is only what we are going to move forward. They want a relationship with the institution. They were an institution and they recognize us as an institution. And this is a marriage of these institutions. Not marriage. It is not of any individual. It is not to me. I am foolish enough to tell that I have been recognized. I think the recognition has been come to this institution. And I've always valued the people who are eminent people who are here. The member of the governing councils who have given us so much of advice. And we have the international advisors. Dr. Reddy has been here. One of the most admired man in US in knowledge industry. She's been highly rated man. He came down all the way from Texas when he came to know about this. He said, I would like to be there. I would like to see. And I can now see why he came there, because he knew that this institution has to play a very great role. Sir, today, Kasturirangan ji, you have come here. You have recognized this institution. You are the architect. Conceive with this. You have no knowledge. But the point is, how we convert this knowledge for the betterment of humanity is the greatest thing that they have won over. After seeing all this, we came back and we made a policy, we made a philosophy of this institution. We said, all of us have accepted this. Jnanam, Vijnanam cha, Bhakti Sahitam. This is the philosophy of this institution. We announced it 10 years back that this is our philosophy. We gave an anthem which can be for a number of years to come. We may be there or we may not be there, but the institution is going to be there. It's no more a part of a family. It is an institution which is going to be a family. The Ramaiah institution which is going to be the institution for the tomorrow. That's the reason we said Jnanam, Vijnanam, cha, Bhakti Sahitam. The meaning of this I would like to tell you. The Jnanam is the total knowledge we all accept. This great country has given this knowledge. It's also said that Vijnanam, they did not condemn the science. It says use that science, make use of that from the knowledge, but follow the path of devotion. Science should be used very carefully with devotion so that you do not destroy nature. That is the greatest philosophy that India has given to this world. Today, after going around the world, I think the whole humanity, the whole world is now waking up to the fact that the nature has to be protected. The knowledge of science has to be in line with nature. That's exactly what our forefathers, the great saints, gave to this country. And this knowledge now, the science, if we are able to take the science with devotion, I think we can make this world a much happier place. This place of abundance of wealth, the richest country in the world, and more than all, give a leadership to the world that how a humanity should live. It's exactly what Krishna told the world. That's why he's called the Sadguru. I'm sure that the time has come for India to play its role. We may be there or we may not be there. I think our time is up. Very shortly we may go. That's not very important. We are ready for any. We go with a happy mind, happy soul. Because there's nothing for us. We're given back to you. We're given everything to you. And it's for you to take care of tomorrow. It is your burden now. The philosophy has been very well written. You know the path, and you know how to go about. Please go build this. The seed that my fathers has sown was a very good seed. He did not go for liquor, but he said he went for the seed of knowledge. That's what makes me more humble. If you ask me, why are you going to Kaivara? Let me tell you, my young friends. I go there not because of anything. I'm not a ritual. I'm not a man of rituals. I don't accept the rituals. But I go there just to cleanse myself within me. If I don't cleanse myself, if I don't make myself pure inside, all my thoughts are rubbish. It doesn't make sense. If my thoughts are pure, if my inner self is pure enough to take that, then it should, whatever comes out, should be for the betterment of mankind. This is exactly what Gandhi said. I remember this when I was reading his Bhagavad Gita. He said, he told somebody, look here, I've been born as a politician. I'm trying hard to become a saint. I do not know whether I become a saint or not. I'm trying. The last part of his life, because of purity, the whole nation got the independence. Just look at that purity of thought, purity of mind, purity of the inner self. That is the strength of this nation. Everybody should crave for purity of inner self, to make yourself a better man, to a larger man, to a man who can give back to the society. This is the reason. And Nishkama is one word that all of us have accepted in our thoughts and deed. That is, nothing is for self, everything is for the larger good. I'm praying God, please give me the thought. Nothing of self. As long as I live in this world, please give me that thought so that I can serve my land, my motherland, and my parents who have given me this life. If I've done for them with Nishkama, then I have given back to my Pitru Devatas everything that I can do. There's nothing else I need to do. Just giving back to them. But that is very simple. But giving back to the nation is much larger. Giving to Pitru Devatas is a very simple thing. But larger question is how you make it. All this is as far as I'm concerned. But as far as you are concerned, you are going to be there for you, and your predecessors who are going to come are going to be there forever. I would like this institution to live for 140 years and tell the world that this is what we have achieved. And I think in my tomb, I'll be happy. The happiest day will be that. Sir, Kasturirangan ji, you have sown a good seed for me. Wonderful seed. What more can this country get by giving knowledge? I don't think there's anything more than that. You have sown that seed. I surrender to you all my devotion to your feet. That God help you. That God give you long life. And to all those people here, you are all the giver of knowledge. Salute you to your feet. Thank you very much, sir. All devotion. Sarana, Sarana, Sarana.
Thank you very much, sir. Your abiding humility truly underlines your greatness, and that was reflected so well in your address. Thank you once again. Those of us in Ramaiah need no introduction to the tremendous transformative work done at Kaivara by our chairman. Dr. Jairam is the Dharmadhikari of Sri Yogi Narayana Yatindra Math. The trustees and devotees have brought prasad in the form of blessings. ಕೈವಾರದಿಂದ ಬಂದ ಗಣ್ಯರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಆದರಣೀಯ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಸಾದವನ್ನು ನೀಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ವಿನಂತಿ. There will be opportunity for many of the well-wishers who have come from near and far to interact with Chairman Sir a little later. May we request you to kindly wait for a little while. We request all our guests who have come from far and near to wish Chairman Sir to kindly remain seated. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವು ಮುಗಿಯುವ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿರುವುದರಿಂದ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಸರ್ಗೆ ಶುಭಾಶಯ ಅರ್ಪಿಸುವವರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ಕಾಯಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದವರೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವರು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗೌರವಾರ್ಪಣೆಯನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕಂತ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಇದ್ದವರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಮಯ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾದಿರಿ. May request all the dignitaries standing off the dais to please wait for a few minutes.
We request everyone to please take a seat for a few more minutes and then we can open the dais up. I repeat, can we request the audience to please take a seat for a few more minutes and then we can open the dais up. I would now request Shri Emma Srinivasmurthy, CEO, Gokula Education Foundation Medical, to present a memento as a token of our appreciation to our chief guest, Dr. K. Kasturirangan. I would like to request Dr. K.K. Raina, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, to present a memento as a token of our appreciation to our guest of honor, Dr. Karisiddappa. I would like to request Dr. K.K. Raina to also present a memento to our guest of honor, Dr. M.K. Ramesh.
May I request Dr. Ram Prasad to offer a memento to our guest of honor, Dr. J.M. Reddy. Of vast administrative experience in Gokula Education Foundation who have made a remarkable impact on our organization. Shri D.S. Ramprasad is currently Chief Executive of Engineering and General Sciences. May I request you, sir, to give the vote of thanks, please.
All my colleagues, heads of the institutions, the faculty, non-teaching staff, I would like to, it's a privilege and a proud moment to best wishes to our beloved chairman on being conferred the Honorary Doctorate from a prestigious University of International Repute, University of we are indeed very fortunate that Dr. K. Kasturirangan kindly agreed to be the chief guest and he has felicitated our beloved chairman and his address has been very enlightening and given him experience to all of us. His very presence brought dignity, grace and solemnity to the occasion. On behalf of all of you, with a sense of gratitude, convey my thanks to our guest, Dr. K. Kasturirangan. To the two Vice-Chancellors, Dr. Karisiddappa, Honorable Vice-Chancellor BTU, Professor M.K. Ramesh, Honorable Vice-Chancellor Rajiv Gandhi, University of Health and Sciences, have been providing great leadership to leading universities. They agreed to be the guests of honor. They have spoken very kind words. On behalf of Gokula Education Society, on behalf of all of you, the two guests of honor. Dr. Reddy is a very close associate of our institutions. In fact, his valuable inputs and he has been an expert to talk to our faculty and the students. It has been very invaluable. I thank him profusely for being associated with our institutions, and he is one of the chief guests today. Thank you very much, sir. I thank all the eminent people who have been for a very long time associated in the journey of our Honorable Chairman. I thank all of you, all the eminent people for having graced this occasion. Thank you very much. Thanks for everyone who have assembled here today. This is a great moment for all of us. We are indeed overwhelmed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
May I now request the audience to please stand up for the national anthem. That brings us to the end of this wonderful celebration. To mark this momentous day, we have arranged for a high tea in the adjoining room. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದವರೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಯರಾಮ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಗೌರವಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಇದ್ದವರು ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಅವರು ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನೇ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. This felicitation is from the Advocates Association of Bengaluru.